I'm automotive historian John Nikas, and I'm here at the Automotive Gallery at the Black Hawk Museum, and today we're going to talk about Jaguar's iconic D-Type sports racer. William Lyons, who was head of Jaguar, thought that there was only one racing event worth participating in, and that was winning the 24-hour of Le Mans. And having done that with a C-Type, they realized that the car would no longer be competitive with Ferrari and Mercedes-Benz, so the D-Type was created to kind of be the next step in that evolutionary ladder between the XK120, from which the C-Type evolved, and the D-Type, which you see behind me. Unlike the C-Type, which was designed to have a visual similarity with the XK120, the D-Type was designed to be a dedicated weapons-grade machine. Designed around a center monocoque structure, Malcolm Sayer, who was Jaguar's aerodynamicist, worked hard to evolve a shape based on essentially the Alfa Romeo Disco Volante with his own interpretations of what aerodynamic state-of-the-art was at the time. The vehicle was extensively tested at MIRA, the Motor Industry Research Association's facility in England, and to test the shape of the body and its efficiency of getting through the air, they actually cut small tufts of wool, taped it to the body, and they would circulate the track to see how the tufts behaved in the wind. You can see from the large ventral fin behind the driver's fairing, the car was designed for top speed. And at Le Mans, with the Mulsanne Straight being such an important part of the race, the D-Type could hit 172 miles an hour down that straight when the fastest Ferraris were only doing about 160. The biggest advantage the D-Type enjoyed, of course, was the Dunlop disc brakes, which allowed them far better stopping power and were able to go into the corners far deeper than their competitors from Ferrari and Mercedes-Benz. The heart of the D-Type, of course, is the XK engine, which was designed during the war as one of a series of engines that would power the company's post-war models. A twin-cam design displacing 3.4 liters, it was an incredibly innovative engine for the time, although it was rather heavy. You can see that the engine sits within a triangulated substructure that bolts to the center monocoque, and uniquely, the entire front end lifts in a clamshell design for easy access and speedy maintenance during racing events. Because it was a sports car and had to compete in sports car races, the D-Type was fitted with 2 seats, often behind a single windscreen or a double windscreen, as you see here, a fairing for the driver, and the ventral fin that we discussed earlier was added to increase stability. The D-Type debuted at Le Mans in 1954 with 3 works cars. Unfortunately, fuel difficulties put 2 of the cars fairly far back, but the third managed to make up some of that lost ground and finished runner-up. But the next year, in 1955, of course, Jaguar managed to win the 24 Hours Le Mans in a race that we remember for the tragic accident involving Pierre Levay's Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR and Lance Macklin's Austin Healey 100S. The Mercedes-Benz drove over the back of the Healey, launched into the air, and then into the crowd, where it cut down approximately 80 people, which was the most tragic racing event in history and led to significant changes both at Le Mans and almost every other race held subsequent to that. Having achieved ultimate victory at Le Mans in 1955 and 1956, Jaguar retired from works competition with the D-Type, but the privateer Curiosity team from Scotland completed the hat trick in 1957. Extensively raced in privateer colors and all over the world, the D-Type proved the most successful of Jaguar sports racers and paved the way for the iconic E-Type, which became arguably the most iconic sports car of the 1960s and perhaps ever, the Jaguar D-Type.